Welcome, crypto fam, to pod episode number 1297. Let's get it. In today's show, Bitcoin is selling for $5,000 cheaper on Binance Australia as their fiat ramp closes. That's right. Also, breaking news, we have Saifedean Ammous being introduced to the Bitcoin office in El Salvador, and it has been official. So major news coming from El Salvador, as well as Bitcoin Ordinal inscriptions surpassed 10 million, and they just introduced a bridge for Ethereum NFTs with the launch of BRC 721E. Also in today's show, we'll be discussing Bitcoin looks increasingly ready to break out as Bitcoin on-chain metrics reach a boiling point, according to Glassnode Analytics. Also, it is really time for Bitcoin to rise, says veteran trader Tone Vays. I'll be breaking down his latest analysis and price target. Also, breaking news, stablecoin issuer Tether invests in sustainable Bitcoin mining in Uruguay. That's right, let's freaking go. And Max Kaiser responded, hashtag hash war, hashtag hash race intensifies, as I predicted 5 years ago. The biggest buyer of Bitcoin in the market is geo-diversifying, decentralizing Bitcoin mining, future removing any state actor from interfering with unconfiscatable, uncensorable Bitcoin. He also goes on to share that Bukele plus Bitcoin plus volcanoes equals the biggest player in Bitcoin mining in the world. Facts. Also in today's show, Cathie Wood thinks Bitcoin is going to surge to 1.48 million and shares her exact date. I'll be breaking this down for you. Is she right or is she wrong? We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this plus so much more in today's show. And welcome everyone just tuning in. This is pod episode number 1297. I'm your host JV, and today is May 30th, 2023, and the market is pumping and in the green, as you can see in your screen. Bitcoin trading back above $27,600, Ether back above $1,900, XRP, the biggest winner for the top 10, is now up 8% for the day, trading just under 52 cents, while Cardano, BNB, and Polkadot are all correcting and in the red. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, the current crypto market cap sitting just above $1.15 trillion with $30 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance at 46.4% and the Ether dominance on the rise at 19.8%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers in the past 24 hours, XRP up 8.5%, trading just under 52 cents, followed by DYDX up 4%, trading at $2.13, followed by Render token up 4%, trading at $2.61. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past week. Well, let's start with the biggest losers, Hex and PulseX down 15% and 20%. We also have PLS down 13%. And XRP leading for the week up 8%, along with, let's see, we got also Filecoin up 4% and Quants up 3.9% and Pepe down 4.6%. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, we're currently rated a 51 neutral. We have been stuck in neutral for quite some time. Yesterday was a 52, last week a 50, and last month a 60 in greed. So there you have it. And welcome to everyone tuning in to the live stream. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. At the end of the show, we will be doing some live Q&A. So make sure to stick around. Now let's dive into the charts and see what's happening in Bitcoin or Binance Australia, where basically the price is being sold for 5,000 under the spot price. That's right. Bitcoin trading hands at a hefty discount on the Australian branch of the Binance crypto exchange, with the price of Bitcoin down as much as 21% if traded against the Australian dollar. That's right. The move comes as traders rush to cash out their crypto holdings into Australian dollars before the door for the local bank withdrawals closes in just a few days. On May 18th, Binance Australia informed users that it's suspending Australian dollar services after a decision by its third-party payments provider. That's right. Deposits via bank transfer were halted immediately, while withdrawals using the Pay ID service are set to remain open until June 1st at 5 p.m. local time. How many of you are in Australia right now? Let me know. The exchange has also warned its Australian clients that any Australian dollars remaining on the exchange after May 31st, which is tomorrow, FYI, would be automatically converted into USDT Tether. That's right. The announcements have since caused a progressive rush to cash out, causing the Bitcoin prices to become heavily discounted. And at this time, one Bitcoin can be purchased for only 33,750 Australian dollars, equating to roughly 22,000 USD, or 21% lower than the global spot rate. Now, those hoping to capitalize on the cheaper Bitcoin may be disappointed. However, without the ability to deposit Australian dollars into the trading wallet and hefty premiums for conversion converting other crypto assets into Australian dollars, users may find it difficult to get their hands on the discounted BTC. Now, Binance has also warned of the delisting of several crypto trading pairs with the Australian dollars on June 1st, and for users to pay attention to the risks when trading. Meanwhile, Binance said it's continuing to look for an alternate provider to continue offering Australian dollar deposits and withdrawals. Currently, the ability to buy and sell crypto using credit or debit cards is still available, though these rates appear to be in line with the market. So there you have it. Binance has also been in hot water with regulators down under its derivatives license, which was canceled by the Australian Securities and Investment Commission last month, also facing massive investigations by the US CFTC and Aussie crypto broker Swift FTX, which relied on Binance for its liquidity needs, previously stated that the severing of Binance's Australian dollar with the on and off ramps would not affect its own operations. Now, we got major news from the author of the Bitcoin Standard, Saifedean Ammous. He recently met with Bukele over in El Salvador alongside Stacey Herbert and Max Kaiser, and it is official. He now has a position with the Bitcoin office in El Salvador and is working out there, and it's like a dream come true because he's the author of the Bitcoin Standard, and El Salvador was the first country to put ultimately, make Bitcoin a legal tender in their country. So major news. Now let's dive into the latest of what's happening with Ordinals. I know they just reached over 10 million inscriptions, and they have a new bridge which is being worked on. Check this out. Ordinals are the latest two-layer solution enabling decentralized storage of digital art on the Bitcoin blockchain, with now allow users to migrate their Ethereum ERC-721 based non-fungible tokens to the Bitcoin blockchain with the launch of BRC 721E standard. That's right, the BRC 721E standard was jointly launched by the Ordinals market as Ordinals based marketplace and the Bitcoin Malades NFT collection. The new BRC 721E standard enables the conversion of immutable verifiable ERC 721 NFTs to Ordinals. Initially, metadata is not stored on chain, but users can store low quality preview image and include a reference to the Ether burn in the raw image data. As announced here, our Bitcoin Ordinals bridge is now live. Now, how many of you have actually invested in Bitcoin Ordinals? Let me know in the comments below. The migration process starts by burning the ERC 721 NFT with an ETH call function. The burning of the NFT is an irreversible process, so do keep that in mind, and acts as an on-chain inscription method. To claim the ETH burn on Bitcoin, the user must inscribe valid BRC 721E data, after which the bridged NFT will appear on a custom Ordinals market collection page with complete metadata. The indexers that check the burn NFT data inscriptions ensure the token has no more than one valid inscription and that the genesis address matches the burn transaction call data. The Ordinals market claim the fundamental principles of BRC 721E, and the flexibility of the indexers allow for the protocol to evolve over time, despite the fact that metadata is initially not stored on chain. Now, Bitcoin Ordinals have attracted widespread reaction from the crypto community since its launch in January of this year. The launch of the BRC20 token standard in March created an experimental ultimately fungible token standard designed specifically for the Bitcoin blockchain. The combination of BRC20 with Ordinals opened new gates for minting tokens on the Bitcoin blockchain, with the crypto community seeing the emergence of many popular BRC20 tokens such as Ordinals, as well as the infamous Pepe coin. Now, the number of BRC20 tokens has skyrocketed from a few hundred in its first few weeks to over 25,000 at the time of publication. However, the rise of Ordinals in the new token minting era has not been unanimously well received, with many Bitcoin proponents criticizing the new method as inefficient and wasteful. But what are your thoughts surrounding Bitcoin Ordinals and NFTs on the Bitcoin blockchain? And as I shared a couple of days ago, breaking news, Peter Schiff, the biggest Bitcoin troll in the history of Bitcoin, is launching his own NFT collection on the Bitcoin blockchain. You can't make this stuff up. But with that being shared, fam, now let's break down our next story of the day and discuss the latest with on-chain analytics platform Glassnode and their Bitcoin metrics of what's happening right now in the market. Check it out, and shout out to Glassnode. Top crypto analytics firm Glassnode says the number of on-chain metrics are suggesting Bitcoin is getting ready to move into a new price range. In its latest analysis, they say Bitcoin prices are tight and a volatility spring has coiled, signaling that Bitcoin is prepared to break out of its current equilibrium, with Bitcoin consolidating within a narrow range for nearly 2.5 months now. Glassnode says the king crypto is likely entering a new phase of high volatility. The firm says that a potential short-term upside target could reside around the $33,500 level, where many investors who bought in 2021 and 2022 will finally break even, quoting them here. The active investor cost basis is currently trading at $33,500, which accounts only for investors actively participating in the market and provides a near-term upper bound price model. With the active investor market value realized price value at 0.83, it suggests that many 2021-2022 cycle buyers are still underwater and may be waiting for a break-even price to liquidate their holdings. Price breaking above 33.5 would indicate that the average investor from the 2021-2022 cycle is now back in profit and reflects a psychological area of interest. And by analyzing the cost basis, the long-term hodlers are entities that have held their coins for at least 155 days. Glassnode breaks the bull market cycle into 4 stages. Number 1, capitulation. Number 2, transition. Number 3, equilibrium. And number 4, euphoria. And according to the firm, Bitcoin's market cycle is now in the transition phase, where Bitcoin trades slightly above the long-term hodlers' cost basis. Quoting them again, our current market had recently reached the transition phase, flagging a local uptick in long-term hodler spending this week. Depending on what direction volatility erupts next, we can employ this tool to locate local periods of overheated conditions as observed from the lens of long-term hodlers. And shout out to all my long-term hodlers. And now let's break down our next analysis, coming from veteran crypto trader Tone Vays. And massive shout out to Tone. Here we go. Veteran crypto trader Tone Vays believes Bitcoin is now in a position to resume its uptrend following weeks of consolidation and a new strategy session. He tells his 100,000 subs that while Bitcoin is in the buy the dip situation, he prefers it if Bitcoin started flashing signs of strength. And according to the strategist, Bitcoin's outlook will be much improved if it manages to take out its immediate resistance. Quoting Tone here, it really is time for Bitcoin to rise. Let's go. From a weekly perspective, however, there's really not enough bullishness, but you know how I prefer strength? I prefer new highs. I prefer breakouts. Vays goes on to say that Bitcoin will likely print a new yearly high once it moves above 30,000. Quoting him here, we still have a little bit of time on a weekly scale until we go and make a new high. We need a few thousand more to go. We need to break $30,000. We need to flip the Lucid SAR, and then we're going to run into some resistance here at $34,000. So at this point, 34,000 is my resistance, and we should accelerate higher above $30,000. Now, the Lucid SAR is a directional trend indicator that is a variation of the parabolic SAR. It combines price and time to calculate trends and spot entry, as well as exit points. And with Bitcoin currently trading at roughly 27,700, the top-ranked crypto asset by market cap is down by about 1% in the past 24 hours, but up more than 2.5% over the past 7 days. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Tone Vays that if we're likely to break 30,000, we're going to rise on up the 34,000. And to watch this video he did entitled Huge Pop on Debt Ceiling Raise, check the show notes below the video in the description, which leads us to our next breaking story of the day, and that's Tether partnering over in Uruguay. Let's go. Central and Latin America, please stand up. Bring it. Yeah, here we go. Major news just released this morning. Tether, the issuer of stablecoin USDT, has invested in an energy production and sustainable Bitcoin mining facility in Uruguay. The company announced on Tuesday in a press release the firm is collaborating with a local licensed company and is actively recruiting, according to the release, which did not disclose amounts of the investment or the partner firm. The news comes after Tether laid out plans earlier in the month to allocate a part of its profits to Bitcoin investments, including regular purchases of BTC and funding infrastructure. And alongside that announcement, the company revealed its first Bitcoin purchases, saying it held about $1.5 billion of the crypto as of the end of March. And quoting them here, by harnessing the power of Bitcoin and Uruguay's renewable energy capabilities, Tether is leading the way in sustainable and responsible Bitcoin mining, said Tether's chief technology officer in the press release. Now, South America has been increasing attention from overseas crypto investors investors, specifically Bitcoin mining, thanks to a drying up of opportunities in North America. Uruguay's neighbor, Paraguay, has experienced an influx of miners looking to tap into its unused hydropower, though this has caused a stir in that country's political and energy systems. Now, Tether's USDT is the largest stablecoin on the market with an $83 billion market cap. The token is mostly backed with assets like U.S. government-issued debt, but also gold and a stash of secured loans to undisclosed parties, now as well as Bitcoin, right? Rising yields over the past year plus have proven to be a boon for the company, contributing to its $1.5 billion in net profits in the first quarter of 2023. So Tether USDT continues to take the market share away from Circle USDC, and I think it will continue. Now, Max responded to this breaking news. He wrote #hashwar trademark, #hashrace trademark, which he trademarked. Intensifies, as I predicted 5 years ago. The biggest buyer of Bitcoin in the market is geo-diversifying, decentralizing Bitcoin mining further, removing any state actor from interfering with unconfiscatable, uncensorable Bitcoin. The rate and speed of Bitcoin decentralization is divinely inspired and indefatigably, if I'm pronouncing that word right, and permanently beyond the reach of fiat cucks and central bank oligarchs. So there you have it, coming directly from Max. And he also recently tweeted this morning, Bukele plus Bitcoin plus volcanoes equals the biggest player in Bitcoin mining in the world. And that was off the back of this tweet. El Salvador will soon send shockwaves through the Bitcoin mining industry. Let's freaking go. With that being shared, fam, now let's dive into our final breaking story of the day, and that's Cathie Wood of ARK Invest and her $1.48 million Bitcoin price prediction. We all know she made that very bold $1 million price prediction a while back, and now she is like, doubling down, but now saying virtually $1.5 million for the King Crypto. So let's break this down, and then we'll dive into some live Q&A. A massive shout out to Cathie Wood. Yeah, so with Bitcoin turning in its best January performance since 2013, that's right, this year has been explosive for the King Crypto. It's no surprise that analysts are ratcheting up their price targets for this suddenly hot crypto, with Bitcoin up nearly 40% in January alone, and that has led to a completely revised outlook for just how high Bitcoin can fly in the coming years. Now, Cathie Wood of ARK Invest, known for her previously controversial 1 million price target for BTC, ratcheted up her price prediction. She now thinks Bitcoin can skyrocket to $1.48 million per coin by the year 2030. Send it. That's roughly 7 years out. Let's go. But just how feasible is that prediction? Let's discuss it. According to Wood, the case for Bitcoin at these stratospheric levels is really a story of enormous growth on a global scale. Over time, the story goes, Bitcoin will account for a larger and larger share of global assets held by institutions, and it will continue to scale globally as more nations accept it as legal tender and as more people use Bitcoin to carry out their online transactions. Let's go. Mass adoption. Bring it. This story gets more interesting when ARK Invest lays out the specific numbers behind its assumptions. ARK Invest suggests there will be 8 primary market segments: emerging market currency, the remittance asset, where Bitcoin will see growth. And based on estimates about the penetration rate for Bitcoin in each of those markets, it's possible to develop a bearish, a base case, and a bullish scenario for the Bitcoin price. So let me allow you to break down all 3. For example, ARK Invest suggests Bitcoin could account for up to 10% of the M2 money supply of emerging market countries. And thus far, there are only 2 nations that have adopted Bitcoin as legal tender. We got El Salvador, the first and foremost, and then the Central African Republic. So this seems at this time a bit optimistic, but according to some economists, nations that struggle with hyperinflation or devalued currencies could decide to embrace Bitcoin. How fantastic would it be for a major nation like Brazil in South America to adopt Bitcoin and make it a legal tender, considering their population is staggering in comparison to El Salvador. Now, ARK Invest also suggests Bitcoin can capture 25% of the remittance asset market and 50% of the digital gold market. So imagine 1 in 4 migrants around the world sending money back to family and loved ones in the form of Bitcoin. Happens every day, right? And 1 in 2 central banks around the world deciding to build their Bitcoin reserves instead of their physical gold reserves. I feel it's only a matter of time. Now, in addition, ARK Invest suggests Bitcoin will soon account for 6.5% of institutional investor portfolio hodlings. And all of those numbers are quite aggressive, but not entirely unthinkable. It really depends upon how you view global growth and how much faith you have in fiat currency. I have very little faith in fiat currency as the purchasing power of the dollar continues to dwindle. Bitcoin has no top because fiat has no bottom. Just saying. From my perspective, the base case estimate provided by ARK is a lot more sense than the bullish case numbers. For example, in a base case scenario, Bitcoin would only account for 3% of the M2 money supply of emerging market countries, and Bitcoin would only account for 2.5% of institutional investor portfolios. The problem here is that even ARK Invest acknowledges that the base case assumptions only support a future price of $682,800 for Bitcoin, well below the pie in the sky figure of $1.48 million. Now, do the numbers make sense to you? Moreover, it's helpful to stress test these assumptions about Bitcoin against current asset values in global markets. Given that Bitcoin has a fixed coin supply of 21 million, a target price of 1.48 million implies a total market cap of $31 trillion. And let me stop right there. We've also had the Giga Chad Michael Saylor himself, the CEO of MicroStrategy. He says we can see $100 trillion plus market cap. Hence why 1.48 million becomes very feasible, in my opinion. Hence why Michael Saylor has gone on record predicting a $14 to $15 million Bitcoin price. Just saying, just how big of a number is that? Well, the total value of the world's physical gold supply is estimated to be roughly $12 million. So Bitcoin would be worth more than 2.5x of all the gold in the world today. Moreover, the total value of the S&P 500 is approximately $32 trillion. So Bitcoin would be worth almost the same as the 500 largest publicly traded companies in all of America today. Also like to point out another interesting fact, as Max Kaiser just shared. I shared it in yesterday's episode. Max predicts a $1 to $2 million Bitcoin price just from the total addressable market, which is the wealth in all of the world, including derivatives, is roughly $400 trillion. And Max says if Bitcoin can just tap a small fraction of that, we can realistically see a $1 to $2 million Bitcoin price, which is right in alignment with Cathie Wood's $1.5 million Bitcoin price prediction. But let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments right down below. And welcome to each and every one of you joining us today in the live chat. Coin Father was popping. Jeff was good. Digital Dankness. Michael Volkman. Good to see the fam in the building. Coin Father was good. OG Backroad Crypto Bootleg. Good to see you as always. That's right. Bukele 2024. Let's freaking go. Mike M. Welcome. Lazy Turtle. Good to see you. LFC Liverpool Film Club. We got Tony in the building. We got Liverpool in the house. Shout out to London. What's poppin'? Good to see a lot of the fam. Always a pleasure selling with twins. Good to see you as well. Cyberman Tex. Good to see you as well. What's poppin'? Savvy Bitcoiner. Today, Bitcoin has the same amount of users as the internet had in 1997. Isn't that crazy to fathom how fast Bitcoin has accumulated to where we're at today? And it's still, even though it's fast growing, it's still nothing compared to where we're heading. And I truly believe that once mass adoption and we have clarity from the regulators and we have a spot Bitcoin ETF, it's game on. I think that can help usher in new all-time highs sooner than later. But it's all a matter of, do these U.S. authorities and regulators, do they want adoption in America, or do they want to push adoption outside like we're witnessing right now? Binance announced opening up shop in Japan. A lot of these major exchanges, Coinbase, we have Gemini, we have Kraken talking about opening up shop overseas. Why is that? Because the regulators are slowly killing adoption in the United States, and it seems to be by design. But let me know what you guys think. Doing well? How about you, JV? I'm doing well. Digital Dankness. I hope everyone had a fantastic Memorial Weekend holiday and enjoyed yourselves. Good to see you. Good morning to you as well, Coin Father. Always a pleasure, family. Good to see you. Cold winter night, fire, red wine, etc. Enjoy yourself out there selling with twins. Do what you got to do. What time is it in South Africa? Great question. Been around the background listening. It's 6:12, so it looks like 6:12 p.m., whereas right now here in Puerto Rico it's 12:53 p.m. Eastern, same as New York time. Cathie Wood is one smart chick. Elon and Cathie should make babies. Wouldn't that be something? And Cathie has also been very bullish on Tesla for quite some time, and I do agree with you there. That would be interesting to say the least. I think you said you were in Solvang. Actually, quite interesting. I lived in Solvang, California, Jeff. This was back in, I think it was like third grade, fourth grade. I lived for 4 years in Solvang, California, roughly 45 minutes to an hour from Santa Barbara, where Oprah Winfrey and Michael Jackson had their famous ranches and properties out there. But beautiful place, a Dutch town. It was very cool. I remember riding my bike to school, and everything was just safe. I was a young kid. I didn't need an adult with me, so I thought that was awesome. I felt like that freedom. I remember getting my, what was it, like called a BMX bike, and once I had my bike, I'd take it to school every day. Had a grand old time. I remember my favorite place to eat was Split Pea Anderson's. They had world famous pea soup, which was so fresh and delicious. I'll never forget it. Cali Central Coast, that's what's up. There are still great areas of Cali to live. San Luis Obispo, yeah, that was right by me. County is one. In the house, Tony Jeffries representing Liverpool, England. Shout out to Liverpool. Home of the Beatles and Abbey Road, that's what's up. Visiting EU on my bucket list. Not a traditional vacation, more of a road trip across the Big Island. Well, enjoy yourself out there and be safe. Would love to see Cali. Stuck in Africa for now till buy hits 100,000. I mean, Bitcoin, we will have a party extravaganza here in Puerto Rico once we crack that six-figure mark. When do you feel Bitcoin is likely to hit six figures? Let me know in the comments and I'll read those out loud. Home of the Beatles, yes, Liverpool is the home of the Beatles. Abbey Road is 200 miles away from Liverpool. Abbey Road is in London. Oh, word up. Okay. I bet you like Patty Pemberton, another one representing the Scousers out there. Yes, this is pod episode number 1297. I can't wait. 3 more episodes until we hit that 1300 mark, which is a pretty big deal. Been going live now for over 3 years straight, practically every single day. Penny Lane and Strawberry Field is in Liverpool, says LFC Liverpool, just down the road from my house, just down the road from John Lennon and Paul McCartney's house. Thanks, Tony Jeffries. That's what's up. Legends in the building. Yeah, for a cheap holiday, come to South Africa. $20 to $1 at the moment. Are you referring to your local currency to the US dollar? We'll see how long it lasts that way. That'll be interesting. I'd love to visit South Africa, by the way. I hear nothing but great things down there. Yes, Europe by way of Puerto Rico. Lazy Turtle in the building. Good to see you, Lazy. What's poppin'? And I appreciate all the likes. I appreciate all the subscriptions to the channel, especially for those who are new. And make sure to hit the bell icon to turn on all notifications so you're notified each and every time that I go live. Also want to say I super appreciate all the super chat contributions as well as all the sats. As you can see here on your screen, I have a lightning QR code. So if anyone wants to tip in the form of zapping sats to me, that's pretty awesome. I know I've received quite a few thus far, and it's beautiful because there's no third-party intermediary stealing the tips. As with Bitcoin, as with YouTube, when you send a super chat contribution, they take 30%. So for every $5, they're taking 2, and they send me 3, which it is what it is, but it is what it is. Mike says, click that like button. I greatly appreciate that, fam. It means a lot. The final countdown says, Jeff, let's freaking go. Only 21 million and I want my piece of it. Well, get your piece of the pie. We have to also keep in mind, realistically, there's over 50 million millionaires in the entire world. So if there's a finite limited supply of only 21 million BTC, and considering 4 to 5 million are lost and gone forever because they're stagnant and they'll never be recovered, that leaves us with roughly 16, maybe 17 million BTC if you're lucky. That means there isn't enough Bitcoin to go around for every millionaire in the world, meaning to become a whole coiner, not every millionaire can do so. So consider it a privilege. If you're a whole coiner, if you haven't achieved that goal, I'd be working on it, and consider it a blessing that Satoshi gave you the opportunity to buy a single Bitcoin today at today's price under $28,000. I think that's pretty fantastic, considering we all know the all-time high back in 2021, which was a couple of years back, was roughly $69,000. So you have the opportunity to buy Bitcoin on the low. What is that, like a 60% discount in that ballpark? Let me know. Pretty good stuff. Liverpool is where music began with the Beatles. Now it has 7-year-old grandchildren teaching Bitcoin. It's called Source Power, or Scouse Power. Scouses, that's what's up. Let's boil over, guys. Grand, welcome. Crypto News Alerts. Appreciate it, man. OP has been losing for weeks. Yeah, talking about optimism. What's good, OG? Backroad Crypto Bootleg, my favorite username here in the chat. Yeah, Cathie Wood updated the previous 1 million to 1.48 million by 2030 back in February. That's right. She started coming out doing some interviews and explaining her logic and her math, which I covered with you here today. Smash the like. I greatly appreciate that. Good day to you as well. Satwise Janks was popping. Good to see you in the building as always. Nice. NFTs are becoming intercompatible. That's right. You can now take the Ethereum NFT on the Ethereum blockchain and send it to the Bitcoin blockchain, which is pretty cool. Ordinals are clogging up the blockchain. Why buy Ordinals when you can just buy BTC? I guess people have different logics and reasons for doing things. Personally, I feel you on that quote because I feel the same way. But some people are into the arts. Look at Peter Schiffy. Peter Schiff literally launching his own NFT collection on the Bitcoin blockchain after bashing Bitcoin, calling it having no intrinsic value and going to zero for how many years? How many years has he been preaching from the rooftops? Bitcoin has no value. It's going to zero. Now the man capitulates and is launching his own NFT collection on the Bitcoin blockchain. Can't make this stuff up. 34,000 incoming. Send it, as Tone Vays pointed out, as well as analytics firm Glassnode. Once we surpass 30,000, we're likely to break out, reaching a new yearly high. Where do you feel the yearly high for 2023 is likely to be? Thus far, it's roughly 31,000. I think we hit like 30,900 and some change. But how high do you think we're likely to climb this year in 2023? Keeping in mind that the halvening is only 11 months out, set to be roughly in April of 2024. Let me know in the comments. Yeah, stack them sats. You got that right. That's what's up. It was a good video she put out that goes through it all. Absolutely. Highly recommend check that out. Moving sats from ledger to Trezor. I don't blame you, as I don't trust the ledger whatsoever. Knowing what it is that we know now, Trezor is the better option in my humble opinion. It's open source. They're not partnered with the World Economic Forum, and there's no talks of them giving your private keys away to third parties. So for that logic and reason, yeah, Trezor over ledger any day of the week if you want to stack your sats safely. Solving, I performed there. No way, Johnny Midas. Are you a musician? What kind of performance did you do? And beautiful little town, right? I miss it. I need to revisit. Yes, this is episode 1297. Isn't that crazy, Jeff? Keep stacking them stats. What's going on? Bitcoin Trini, what's poppin'? Adam 2, good to see you as well. Appreciate you tuning in live here this morning. Today I went live at 12:30 p.m., 30 minutes a little later than the typical time, but it is what it is. That's why you got to make sure you got those notifications turned on. Peter Schiff has been orange pilled. Max started orange pilling Peter Schiff a decade ago, and I think he got it, but I think he figured, yo, I can just make money selling gold and precious metals to the crypto community. Bitcoin community especially, and that's what he has been doing. His son Spencer Schiff knows all about Bitcoin and that it's superior to, gold, like his father. Like Peter doesn't know. I think Peter is just thinks he is clever and understands how to sell gold and precious metals because he has a company that does that. And he knows by tapping into the Bitcoin community, he can continue to have a lot of success, in my humble opinion. Let me know what you think. Yo, UFO Nut was popping. That's what's up. The best thing about Ordinals is that it provided miners can be profitable after block rewards expire, and that we should be using Lightning Network for everyday transactions like a checking account. Yeah, facts. There's nothing wrong with Lightning Layer 2 scaling solution, which allows us to use protocols like Strike to send Lightning, and we can do it instantaneous and virtually for free, which makes a lot of sense. So with Ordinals, when they were climbing 1 million, 2 million, now there's 10 million inscriptions, it was clogging up and congesting the Bitcoin blockchain, causing the fees to rise, which is really only good for the miners. But lo and behold, there have been solutions already presented in the blockchain. The fees have went down tremendously already, and I think more alternative solutions will continue to be provided. And yeah, massive shout out to the Lightning Network. Add a Lightning address for copy and paste from your channel info, those that can't scan from the same device as YouTube. I appreciate that, and I'm definitely going to do that. I just haven't had the chance to do so, but I will include my Lightning address in the show notes below the video in the description. So if someone can't scan using their phone, to send a Lightning tip, they'll be able to do so via the Lightning Network nonetheless. So we'll get it solved. And I appreciate it was your suggestion originally, Satwise, why we have a QR Lightning code on the screen in the first place. So much love, as I got to give respect where respect is due, as I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, Fairgrounds, welcome. It's all looking good to pump soon. That's right. My deposits aren't going through to Strike. Sad to hear that. I don't know why that is, but like I said, I'll include a direct Lightning address so you can send it an alternative way versus having to scan it, so don't worry about it. I should have that up by tomorrow. Selling with Twins says 28.5 by tomorrow, guys. Left all the focus on that, and it will happen. Well, let's send Bitcoin to 28.5, infinity and beyond. Let's freaking go. Where do you think the Bitcoin price is likely to be by the time of the next halving, 11 months out in April of 2024? Put your prediction in the comments. I'll read some of them out loud. And where do you feel the peak high will be for this cycle? I predict the peak to be in 2025, as historically it's the year preceding the halving. And I think we can realistically hit a multiple six-figure Bitcoin price. I'm sticking with somewhere between $200,000 and $300,000 per BTC. Send it. Full send it, and let's freaking go. You know what I mean? Thanks, Satwise. Yeah, great suggestion, and thank you for bringing it to my attention as well, Jeff S. I greatly, greatly appreciate that. And what's popping? What are you guys most looking forward to in crypto? Holla, let me know. We also have a Litecoin halving coming up here soon. Right around the corner, retired stand-up comedian. That's what's up, Johnny Midas. Much love and much respect. I have much respect for comedians. I'm a huge fan of comedians growing up. My favorite has always been George Carlin. Me and my father would watch every stand-up special from Mr. George Carlin. May he rest in peace. Other favorite comedians out there, of course, I love Dave Chappelle. I grew up watching The Chappelle Show. I think, Joey Diaz is hilarious. Theo Von is pretty hilarious. Max Kaiser's quite the act as well. If you didn't know, his background was also doing stand-up. There's an old clip of him being introduced by Jerry Seinfeld to do some stand-up on stage. A very young Max Kaiser this is. You know what I mean? But much love and much respect. I have a lot of respect for comedians. April 20th is my birthday. Oh, word up. That's right around the corner. 3 weeks out. Happy early birthday to Selling with Twins. 60,000 would be a beautiful birthday present for the price action, wouldn't it? Matt Rife is a good one. Thank you for sharing. Met Carlin. Very nice man. Love to hear that. My father grew up listening to Carlin, had all the original records. So I think one year for my father's birthday, I bought him a George Carlin book. I mean, we just had that connection. We'd watch Carlin and just love it. Brings back great memories. Chappelle and Carlin, yeah, probably my two favorite of all time, without question. Old school Eddie Murphy, also hilarious. Of course, Raw. Met Carlin back when you can say things like that. You can't really speak that way anymore. Times have changed. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. My birthday is June 19th, says Jeff S. We have a lot of birthdays incoming. Good to hear. We'll have to celebrate here on the show. June 3rd for Digital Dankness. That's what's up. Gemini's in the building. And shout out to the Winklevoss twins. Anyways, now for a recap of what I covered with you here in today's show. And Inspector Ape says, Ordinals is Bitcoin real estate. Word up. We'll keep rocking and keep rocking on. With that being shared, fam, I shared the latest analysis. We discussed Bitcoin selling right now 5,000 cheaper on Binance Australia as their fiat ramp closes. We also discussed the Bitcoin ordinal inscriptions surpassing a whopping 10 million, and now there is a bridge for Ethereum NFTs with the launch of BRC 721E. We also discussed Bitcoin looks increasingly ready to break out as Bitcoin on-chain metrics reach their boiling point according to on-chain analytics firm Glassnode. We also discussed it is really time for Bitcoin to rise, says veteran trader Tone Vays, predicting a $34,000 Bitcoin price target. We also shared breaking news: stablecoin issuer Tether USDT invest in sustainable Bitcoin mining in Uruguay. Let's freaking go. And I also shared breaking news of Cathie Wood updating her price prediction from 1 million to now 1.48 million per BTC. But where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next? Let me know in the comments right down